Yeah, I'm back. Yeah, I'm winding down a little bit. Joe. Yeah, so I spent all day coming on this podcast. But I'm winding down. I forgot what today is. Sunday. Hold on one second. Let me get my. Oh, yeah. So I'm winding down a little bit. Just checking out my phone and my messages. Anybody want to contact me? You're welcome to. Let's see what's going on here. La la la. I don't understand that message, but okay. Well, I mean, so here I am. I'm just on my laptop, just chilling back. Uh, who is this? I'm winding down a little bit. Bring this down. Rahul bad, sister. Let me. I don't have you on my. I just. What I'll do is I just put it on here. Yeah, you can see me here, right? Yeah. Roll back. Yeah. Yeah. So let me put this over here so I know who's getting on my Facebook Live. So yeah, man, it's kind of dark. Let me hold on a second. I can control my lights through this thing over here, and I just need to put on some nice light here. Let me see. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, let's get some brightness on here, right? Let's move this over here. Oh, there you go. It's a little light. I can get a little bluish. I can do a little green, a little red. Maybe I just do a little. Uh, Let me just do a little purple here. Purple, purple, purple. So we're dealing with the. Let me get a little more brightness, right? A little more brightness here. Put all the way up, 98% bright. Okay, so we we did some so we spoke a lot today, you know what I'm saying? I got on today, and I spoke about a lot of things. I wanted to mention that keep going on. This is a Star Energy Center, and I want to start going into each one of these centers, but bringing really heavy comedic science and bringing in hieroglyphics and stuff like that. So I'm going to share my screen. Let me first see what I got here. Well, okay. So, this energy center is represented by Newt. And remember, before I do that, let me find, I need to find, let me see something. I need to find, ¿qué pasa aquí? I need to find the singing bowl again. Because remember, I'm gonna show you. Just give me 1 segundo. 1 segundo. And let me see. La 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 la. Show more. Here, podcast video. Where's my bowl? Where's my bowl? Where's my bowl? Where's my bowl? My singing bowl. My singing bowl. And here it is. Tibetan singing bowl. Let me put this up again. Now hold up a second. Yeah. Oops, sorry. Didn't want to do that. That's not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for the singing bowl. Here it is. Let me stop that here. And we're going to share that. And then while I'm doing that, I'm going to bring up Nut. Nut is the source, the Milky Way, the sky, right? And every day in the sky, they say, the Kemetic, our ancestors were very poetic, and they use a lot of figure speaking and kind of like those type of lessons, folklore lessons. And they said that Nut, which is the sky, used to swallow the sun and then regurgitate the sun back in the morning. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what happened when they were viewing the sky, and how, when it came to a certain time period, there was no more sun. It's just the night sky. And then in the morning, oh, like I said, and yeah, and the rising of the sun, you will see the sun would appear. So Nut is synonymous with what we say with the let me see, I'm trying to do something here. Bingo, let me say share audio. It's with the I'm working out on my laptop, so oh no, don't want to do that. Where is it? Singing bowl here, Tibetan bowl. Here it goes. You play that, you know. You should be able to hear that. There you go. You know. And if you notice that, if you see and I show it, how Nut is representative of that bowl. She wears a bowl on top of her head. And again, that is a representative of the multiverse. That's the frequency, the sound of the multiverse, of the sky, of that particular, what I'm saying, when it comes to frequency and instrumentation. Okay? That's a Tibetan bowl. In ancient Kemet, they also used the bow because you see it in the hieroglyphics, and you see it in the pictographs and in the drawings. You see the bow. So you see the tuning for it, and you see the bow. You know what I'm saying? So this is not only Tibetan, but it's also Kemetic. Beautiful. The bow. And I'll show it right now to you. Let's remove that. Okay, and let's let me see, share, stop screen, and let's share this, share screen. Nut, here we go. See, and this is in Wikipedia. You know what I'm saying? In Wikipedia, I'll bring it up like that. Here in Wikipedia, and you see, so this article is about the Egyptian sky goddess, for the goddess in cosmology, right? And look at her here. See it here? See a bow. You know what I'm saying? On top of her head, because she also deals with sustenance. You know what I'm saying? With sustenance. Let's go back here. With sustenance. So Nut, in Kemetic, also known as various other transcriptions, is the goddess of the sky, the stars, the cosmos, the mother, the womb, where all those primordial balls of light, if you see in the stars, you know what I'm saying? And we're star stuffs too. We're also primordial particles, that manifest in this avatar body. So this is, representative of the goddess of the sky, the stars, and she's seen as a star covered, a nude woman arcing over the earth, or as a cow. She was, because of sustenance, she was depicted wearing a water pot sign, but we all know that is a bowl. We call it a new bowl, and it dealt with frequencies. You know what I'm saying? In today's day and time, we use it frequencies. The pronunciation Nut. Nut is the daughter of Shu and Tough Nut. Her brother Geb. So remember that this energy center, the reciprocal of it will be Geb, will be the earth energy center. Remember when they have reciprocal, the axis is the heart, and the reciprocal. So Nut counterpart will be Geb, the earth magnetic field, the earth Geb, which is the grounding, right? The grounding. Oh, sorry, I just got something on my pants here. Grounding, okay? So here we have sustenance, and that sustenance and the reciprocal of that will be grounding. When we ground on Earth, we take that sustenance, that electromagnetic, all that, and we ground on Earth. And you know, certain I want to bring something up here. Certain animal does that. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I had it here. Uh Certain insects and certain animal does that. They're able to harness the power of the magic electromagnetic forces of the sky, the star energy, and they're able to use it to ground and seed on the earth. The dung beetle is one. I should bring that up. Hold on 1 second. I should bring that up. Un segundo, por favor. Let's see. Um, I'm looking for it. Okay, I think this is it right here. Yeah, okay, I got it right here. Okay, I got it queued up. Okay, so let me stop sharing. Well, let me continue on here. What else that we need to discuss here? And that is that the origin of the sacred symbol of Nut was the ladder, the origin used by Osiris to enter her heavenly sky. Now, and you can read on, and you can find this in Wikipedia. It gives you a little thing. You look at the picture over here, you see how Nut swallows the sun and then respits it back out. That's just representative, you know what I'm saying? And you look at the stars over the sky, you know what I'm saying? All that. Um, and you just read up a little bit of it, and they got folklores and shit. So some of the titles of Nut were the cover of the sky. She's said to be covered in stars touching different points of her body. She who protects, among her job was to envelop and protect Ra, the sun god, right? Mistress of all, she who bore the gods, you know what I'm saying? And so on and on. The role, so you could just read up. The Book of Nut is a modern title that had been known in ancient time as the fundamentals of the course of the stars. So when you deal again with the star energy center in Kemetic science, we say Nut. And when you have the sources Nut, and then from Nut we get Natur, and then we also get Naturus. It's like saying An, Anu, and Anunnaki, or Al, Allah, and Allahumma, or El, Ilah, and Elohim. So here, the triad is Nut, Nutur, and Nuterus. You know what I'm saying? They got citations here, bibliography, sources. That's why, like, Wikipedia is not that bad because they give you sources. You can go into these sources and read up a couple of these encyclopedia, and it's cool. It's cool when learning more about, you know, Nut. Let's see what this is. Okay, yeah. Okay, this is hieroglyphics and stuff like that. I love hieroglyphics. I'm getting really, really, really into hieroglyphics. I'm taking courses on reading hieroglyphics. So, you know, now let's look up to the stars. Let's look up the stars. Now, let me see. It's also representative. Okay, well, let me continue. Let me read up here about the. I gotta share this, right? Let me see. Yeah. Okay. Let's get out of here. Right. Stop the screen, and let's share my screen here of the Chrome tab. Let's see. Okay. So the again, here it is, the beetle. Okay. Um, and let's look at this more in here like this. Here we have what we call the doom beetle, the stargazing beetles. There's something about the beetles that they Kepri, they say Kepri, um, uses the Milky Way. For some reason, it follows the path of the Milky Way and it rolls backwards and it rolls is done. It's like it's birthing again the sun, you know what I'm saying? And it's, you know, birthing the sun, it's laying its eggs in this doom, you know what I'm saying? And it's representative of that. Jesus. Sorry about all that noise. So the Doom Buddy is present in history web, but the story book which tells that a new book. Okay, this is a book that's out. Um, I was reading in here that the Doom Beetle has relatively minuscule brain, not much of a brain, but which is devoted to analyzing smell. Um, but they also process visual information that even humans with their vast brain struggles to comprehend. You know what I'm saying? These beetles have a connection with the multiverse, you know, especially in this Milky Way that we're in. They have a connection with it, you know. Let me see. Mm. So together with earthworms and Doombuddy represent a trinity of earth transformers. They literally change the earth beneath us. And they do so as absolutely no cost to us. Dung beetles play a largely unexplored role in soil health. So again, you know what I'm saying? It's taking the energy, the electromagnetic energy from the cosmos and using it to seed, remember reciprocal and gab, to seed the earth. You know what I'm saying? That's what the doom buggy does. The doom beetle. Doom buggy. The doom beetle does. This is a power also that we have when we look up to the multiverse. You know, we connect with these again magic electromagnetic forces. We connect, and then that connection with that power, we're able to what ground and seed the earth. You know, use the electromagnetic forces of the earth, right, and ground and seeding. You know what I'm saying? But we're not the only one that do this. You know what I'm saying? Here you have the beetle does the doom beetle does it, and a couple of ants you do the same thing. So this is a good read. This is in what is this? The conversation. Okay. So you know, I'm just presenting certain reads. You know what I'm saying, when we deal with Newt, and then when we deal with this energies that's coming, this is energy that the sun picks up from the Milky Way. We're in the Milky Way. And let's see. We're in the Milky Way. Let me get rid of that. Okay, I'm gonna get rid of that. Okay, I'm gonna get rid of that. Okay. In the Milky Way, I would like to bring up this the let me see here, massive Milky Way. Here in CNN, the new stars are found in the Milky Way that were born outside of it. So remember, we spoke about the constellations and how these constellation sort of like merged together and with these particles and seeded the Earth, seeded the planets. You know what I'm saying? These particles. So that's what the whole conversation about us being star people and coming from Sirius. That's the whole Saba culture. Saba is Sirius, the constellation Sirius. So here we have a new clusters of stars that's rotating around the Milky Way galactical disk. This is the Milky Way. You know what I'm saying? And then when you look at, let me bring something else up here. Let me see. Oh, I didn't share the screen. I'm sorry about that. I'm so sorry. You weren't looking at it. You were looking at me. Okay. Okay. Here, the CNN. Um, what I was looking at. Let me see. Let's get rid of that. In here, news found. Okay, this is the CNN how the Milky Way likely grew to its massive size. It's good to learn about astronomy and how just to have knowledge of how this Milky Way and how these constellations and how they operate and what is made of, what's out there, because it's part of who we are. It's part of who we are. And our ancestors used this to navigate and also to create, like when they built the pyramids, you know what I'm saying? And I'll show you that in a minute, you know what I'm saying? So let me see what I wanted to see here. You really got to read this. I don't have time to read all this now, but you really got to read this stuff. Let me see here. Sirius. Well, again, this is representing Sirius, the Sabah culture, and you see the star here. Okay, this is Subdet, Sirius, the Sirius constellation. And when you look at the Sirius constellation, here you go. You see the Orion Belt, the three. When you look at the pyramid in Giza, it's laid like that. Also in Mexico and Peru. This is, and Sirius is right here. That's how you can see Sirius. I used to see this a lot in my dreams for some reason, in my visions. I used to see, this constellation and Sirius. It was crazy. You know what I'm saying? And let me see. It tells us also how, here, this. I used to see this a lot, especially when you're in Florida. You get to see this a lot. A lot of these stars and constellation, and this is Sirius right here, has a lot to do with our character and personality, our spirit. Okay. The primordial state. This is a whole mind. You know what I'm saying? These are star clusters, balls of energy that's out there, suns that are out there that create conditions on Earth. So when the sun is born here, it's taking energy from all this magnetic field from the constellation, and then it converts that into the information that we receive and through electromagnetic forces that we receive through all those different factors we spoke about before. Also the mandalas, saying crop circles and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So this is Sirius again. There was something. Oh, here, we spoke about the planetary trio and the great conjunction. The resetting. This is what's happening. This is March 20th. The equinox was on March 20th. The sun will shine directly over Earth equator. And when spring comes, look at April 17th, lunar escalation of Mars. All of this is happening and this doesn't happen to thousands of years, but we're right now experiencing this at this time. This is what happened early January. I remember the great transformation they call about the great conjunction, you know what I'm saying? The alignment of these planets, you know what I'm saying? And this affected how we think. This affected us here on Earth. And I think that there is a a concentrated effort to block this from us, to block this, you know, so that we don't get in tune with what's happening here. And this is a February evening. You're gonna, you know what I'm saying? It's crazy, you know. So Siri is well known as the dog star, the big dog. Dog days of the summer is behind the sun as seen from the earth. So it's a very um a very very influential star that helps power the sun that comes up in the morning. You know what I'm saying? That comes up in the morning. Oh, sorry. Let me take that back out. I'm still sharing. Oh, I'm not even sharing that. Oh my God, what happened there? Oh, let me share the screen. I'm sorry. I wasn't sharing that. Okay, here we go. I know I gotta be sharing that right now. Am I sharing that? Yeah, yeah, here we go. Okay. Oh, that's not the one. Here, let me see which is the one I'm sharing. Okay, yeah. Here we go. Okay. Okay, yeah. Here we go. Is it this one? Yeah. So, in ancient Egypt, the name Sirius signified its nature as scorching or sparkling. The star was associated with the Egyptian god Osiris. Oh, I read it already. I wrote that. I read that to you. But when you get a chance, you read. You know what I'm saying? And this is a representative of that. So it has a lot to do with Nut, because Nut, again, with the bowl, it's the sustenance. And this is what sustain our sun. Our sun is able to come up in the skies in the Milky Way in the morning through Nut. Our sun is able to come up in the morning and it's gaining all this information, electromagnetic forces, information from, you see Sirius traveling there, it's gaining all this information. And it is one of the nearest star to us after the sun, by way of 6 trillion miles, but it's still, it's an A-type star. So the information that's coming from Sirius, that star, the information that the sun, it's relating to the sun, it's gaining a lot of information. And that's, and when I speak about this, I speak about our culture, the Sabah culture, and the tie that we have to Sirius, and the Doggins and Mali, what I'm saying, and the information that they have and what they know about Sirius A, Sirius B, and now Sirius C. You know what I'm saying? Great read. Sirius A, the brightest star in our night sky, along with Sirius B, aka called the Pub. Its stellar companions. Sirius B is the faint, tiny dot on the lower left. You'll see on here, right here, an image. Okay, and this was taken by the Hubble Space Telescope. You know what I'm saying? But this is, for sake of this podcast and how the information the electromagnetic forces of that sun is gaining this information. So the closest star that it has that it can gain information is from Sirius, and then the other constellation Orion and Sirius. That's why you see, a lot of the pyramids are facing or are aligned with these constellations, because our ancestors knew the importance of the information they were receiving and how to harness that power. But we in our body, we have the ability to harness that power. And that's us connecting with this electromagnetic forces. Right here, we're just knowing about it, you know what I'm saying? And we're connecting with it. But we learn a lot from our ancestors, man. And Pa Naba Yanun spoke about this. And now we have a culture, the Sabah culture. Sabah means serious, serious, right? And Nut with the bow, we know that in order to harness and connect with this electromagnetic forces, I suggest we get into bows and you use these bows to harness this energy. I'm saying? That's just science, and it's nice, what I'm saying? Okay. And here again, Sirius right here. All these stars at night, okay, it's what also give information to the sun when it comes up. And then that funnels into our very, very etheric bodies. Our very etheric bodies. You know what I'm saying? I just got this keyboard over here. I got it over there on my desk. This keyboard. I wanted a kalimba. I like the kalimba. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, a musical instrument. But yeah, let's see what else we got here. Let me see. Okay. Okay. So let's stop sharing that. Remove that. Stop sharing that screen. So again, the disconnection, nut, the sustenance. This is the sustenance. This is the information. It sustained us. It sustained the very sun that sustained our life. So when we connect to that particular sun, that star, we're also connecting to the multiverse, the Milky Way, and to all those stars. All right. And one of the closest stars is Sirius. You know what I'm saying? That's why, I have a lot of genetics from Mali, from the Doggins of Mali, and I'm very, very, very invested in that. Oh, Mark, hey, how you doing, Mark Harmon? William Rogers. Hey, peace to everybody that's watching, So, this is the star energy center, the Milky Way. This is the sky. This is Nut. This is the womb. This is the mother sky and Father Earth. The mother, the womb, that soup of star clusters, stars and constellations, that soup, okay? And the information, the primordial beings that travel and give information, okay? And give information to the sun. The sun harness that information. And then that funnels here to Earth. And being that we are beings, humanoids, and we have the ability to connect to those stars, constellation, connect to that electromagnetic force and funnel it through our bodies. When it comes down into our solar plexus, it becomes energy, emotion, will. So we get the ability to express our will, right? When it harnesses in our throat area, that force, that energy behind the voice, do I give us voice, right? That energy behind our thoughts, our brow energy, you know what I'm saying? And our crown energy, the cosmic reality, that's the funnel, that's the satellite. And then it harnesses it down. And I'm talking our etheric body is what powers our physical body. That's what the whole thing about metaphysics is. You know what I'm saying? That which we don't see with the naked eye, but we know is there because it's natural nature. We use it every day. But do we ask the question to say, hey, where's this energy coming from? You know what I'm saying? This energy to harness, to speak, this energy to see, to know, to see, to speak, to share. One of the biggest energy that we have in our body is the ability of the Sahara Energy Center is the abundance of information, and then we share that information. That's true. That's true love. That's sharing. You're sharing that information. And then again, it goes down the energy of the sacral to procreate, the sexual, and also finance and our environment. You know what I'm saying? This energy that we have to live life in the natural nature, these conditions, because this sun, again, the sun creates conditions. This constellation with the sun harness it and create these conditions in our body. And this etheric body that is the energy behind our organs, you know, our mind, our brain, our organs, our will, you know what I'm saying? All our brains, our subconscious, our submerged consciousness, that brain, that abdominal brain, that heart brain, and that head brain, the mental brain, you know, the cerebrum and the cerebellum and the amugata, the breathing, you know, the pineal gland, you know, the energy behind that. And then when you look at the constellation, that energy, there's energy there. You know what I'm saying? Again, my reference is to the Star Wars, of the Force, Luke, the Force, and Yoda, the Force, teaching about the Force. That's ancient knowledge. That's ancient knowledge. They knew about this force that's all around us. Tesla tried to tap on to know that this is this etheric force around us, and they're trying to tap onto that. You know what I'm saying? And this is just acknowledging that force within us that we call by different names, God, Allah, all these different names. But this is that force, that energy that's behind us, that's powering us. And a lot of it, you know, it's to connect to that, it deals with the multiverse and all those constellations. It's giving that energy, that electromagnetic coming from all those constellations. And then it's being funneled through the sun, our immediate sun, which is a star. The closest star is the sun that we have, that funnels that. Okay, I'm being redundant. I'm saying this over and over again. Anything else I can share? Um, yeah. Let me share this here. So I'm just laying back and you know, just laying back and just sharing and reading. You know, I usually read more. I already read a lot of this stuff, but I want to share it. So Sirius is easy to find. It's the brightest star in a dome. And here you have those three stars what they name Mintaka, Anilam, and Anitak. And then here goes Sirius over here. You know, all this constellation, when you look at the multi constellations, they help us. Oh, I did show this already, right? Yes, I did. All right, let me eliminate that. You know, I did show it already. I'm sorry about that. Just being redundant over here. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, let me get rid of that. You know, okay, and facts about Syria. You know, there again. Okay, a good way to connect. Being that I'm a musician, I connect a lot with the earth energies, magnetic field with percussion. You know what I'm saying? With drums. You know, when you look at drums made out of skin and wood, and you power, and I connect a lot. You know what I'm saying? But when you deal with connecting with these constellation, and we're dealing with, I gotta give me some singing bowls, man. I really do. I really do. I really do. And I enjoy artists that use it. I mean, there's a couple of artists that I've seen in a couple of artists that I've seen in a couple of artists that I've seen in NPR. You know, this artist using the singing bowl, Umi. I love that artist Umi. You got to check out Umi on Instagram. She uses sing, oh, beautiful voice, beautiful energy. I love that sister, and 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 it's nice when you use the singing bowls and you include it in your music. You know what I'm saying? You start it off, you stay in silence and you start it off and you reach out your mind is at ease and you reach out to the constellation, and that's where frequency comes from, you know, you know. I love this. I love this very much. I'll play it again. This is the bow. You know, and imagine how, and then when you have different bows of different frequencies, that's what I like. And you use these bows and you set the tone. So and every morning you should be connecting with this electromagnetic forces by frequencies. You know what I'm saying, and using this to connect and hear those tones. You know what I'm saying, for musicians and for for the household. You know, teaching your children from an early age to have this sense of you know to have this practice, and so they can recognize how these tones coming, and getting connecting with the electromagnetic forces, you know what I'm saying, having reverence for it, and creating that, you know, the conch shell. I mean, yes, peace, my sister. I'm looking at it. Purple. Wow. Yeah. So this is beautiful, man. I mean, like I said, I like to include it in my music. You know what I'm saying? It's a whole different vibe. You know what I'm saying? A whole different vibe. We got to change the frequency of the music because the music has changed. You know what I'm saying? And again, also being connecting ourselves with these electromagnetic forces, with the constellations. So you have different bows and different tonalities, and then you're harnessing the power of these stars. You know what I'm saying? That's how they right now. That's how they're using radio frequencies in order to kind of like figure out what are star stuff, and are they, singing. Whales do this. You know what I'm saying? You hear whales and in the ocean, and they're connected. They're connected to even the constellation. Like I'm saying, this is electro when electromagnetic frequencies. You know what I'm saying? Come from the cosmos, and then it funnels over, into the earth. Beautiful. You know. Also, I guess later on I'll show about the archetypes. Let me see if I can find that here. Um, mhm. This is the Om frequency. That's what this is, the Om frequency. That's what you're listening to, the Om frequency. And remember, in Kemet, you see him with the bowls. You know what I'm saying? And the devices and the bowls, it's called a new bowl. And you see the sun. They, you know what I'm saying? They knew this is a science, a Kemetic science, and they knew it. They left it on stone, so we would know. We would know this knowledge of how to connect with the electromagnetic forces around us. You know what I'm saying? And to get back to that science. It's a deep science, man. Deep, deep, deep science. I'll play it again. you know. But anyway, anything else I want to cover? I don't know. So we spoke about the Milky Way, and you see all the Milky Way, and all the information that's shared, and the sky birthing the sun. That's part of it, and how it's the womb, and out of his birth, the sun every day. Information is coming from the sun every day. Information for the plant, what they call photosynthesis, right? Information to the animals, and us, the mandala that creates, even crop circles, saying, which we'll discuss at a later time. You know what I'm saying? Beautiful, 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 beautiful. You know what I'm saying? As what else we can discuss here? Just give me a second. Um, here. So we discussed the star energy, right? And we discussed already how this is a purpose. This is our purpose in life. Let's give me a second. Mm. One second, y'all. Trying to bring up my stream, y'all. So this is the purpose that we have, and this is the purpose. Our sole purpose, our sacred contract is to connect with the cosmos. You know what I'm saying? It's to connect with the cosmos. You know what I'm saying? Here we're achieving our higher destiny again. You know, we're learning, we're healing the karmic wounds, understanding personal archetypes and symbols. You know what I'm saying? Like, what kind of person are you? You're remembering your connection to the source. Um, well, see, I'm not tired yet, so let me bring something up over here. Let's see. Let me bring something up over here. I hope everybody had a beautiful experience. Let me see what I'm looking for here. There was something that I was looking for. Oh, I wanted to cosmology. You know what I'm saying? Give you the definition of what cosmology is. You know what I'm saying? And what it's involved with cosmology is what they call sun gazing as part of the act of cosmology. I don't recommend it too much, but you got to be very, very careful when you sun gaze. There's certain times that you should sun gaze. You know what I'm saying? Here we have, let me bring it up here like this. This is cosmology. It's a science. Let's read up a little bit on this here. Let me read up a little bit on this. It's a word derived from three roots, meaning cosmos, cosmic, solar, sun, and the study of. So cosmology is the rudimentary sense. It's the study of how cosmic spiritual forces interact with the sun. Okay? This is the science. What personal benefit can you expect from practicing the system? So this is a system that they created. You know what I'm saying? Let's see. Let me look at this. So this is a study of cosmology. You know what I'm saying? It's embedded in a lot of our studies. Our master teacher in our doctrine. And it's good for physical, mental, emotional, mental, creative, psychic, and spiritual levels. Initial benefit typically experience of those practicing the system of cosmology include an increase in physical energy, heightened sensitivity, and mental alertness, along with expanded states of consciousness. So this is where sun gaze and getting into the Tibetan, the bowls, and all of that is part of they made it into a system, the sacred teachings of light. So the personal benefit can take many forms: feeling strong personal connection with the natural environment, increasing mental capacity, focus, amplification of intuitive thinking, expanding awareness. I've practiced that, and I know, and I, this is, I personally experienced this, and more intuitive thinking. It expanded my awareness, my experience being more than merely human. You know what I'm saying? It's like I walk around. It's like your connection to the source. You know what I'm saying? You're in harmony with nature, your divine order of the cosmos. On the other hand, the increased energy and the imposition of interpersonal intelligent factors from the sun can cause spaceness. That sense of spaciousness, scatter mental process without proper discipline, personal control. So you get spaced out. That's why, I say that's what happened to a lot of brothers, especially Ansar. They say they spaced out because of the information we was receiving. A lot of that information was intuitively was alerting us. It was what they call DNA explosion. And so a lot of us begin to space out if it's not properly dealt with. You know, discipline. Without the proper discipline, you can also learn to balance and increase energy levels of the color fields or force centers, which provides support and sustain the overall health of the physical body. Remember, I told you I'm healing, my body's healing, so that's why I got it a lot into this. You know what I'm saying? This is a practice, that as Ansars, the Sons of the Green Light, and as Sabians, this is a practice that we've been getting into. You know what I'm saying? This practice of connecting ourselves with these electromagnetic forces through sustained conscious effort. The main benefit to discover and strengthen your connection with the eternal light being, your etheric body. Okay. How does this benefit the world as a whole? Well, the object of the system is to generate a higher state of consciousness, and the highest state, a beyond, a transcendental consciousness. Okay. But again, we have to balance that. We have to balance it with the submerged consciousness, with the habits, a paradigm, a habits that we're forming, habitual nature. You know what I'm saying? You can't, say that you know what I'm saying? You can't disregard, your physical self. You know what I'm saying? And the habits, it has to be aligned with how you think. Your habits have to reflect that. You can't just say, I want to live a higher, healthy life, but then your habit is eating unhealthy food. You know what I'm saying? There's an imbalancement there. So you have to balance it. You know what I'm saying? So by participating in the community of fellow participants in the system, the cosmologists help create beneficial. So this is a international society. This is, okay. But this is an ancient Kemetic science that, a lot of these sciences come out of ancient Kemet, and they just take it and they run with it. You know what I'm saying? Just as a person will have respect and gratitude for living things around us, the sun can be viewed as a living thing. And so we afforded that the same respect and reverence we would for all life. The life that flourishes in our solar system is a rare and precious thing, and its heart is the sun. In cosmology, you are not gazing or worshiping the sun. The sun is an intermediary between yourself and the higher dimension, those multiversities out there. So the system teaches us how to use the pathway of the sun to those higher dimensions. I'm not propagating this particular organization or anything, this international organization of cosmology. You know what I'm saying? I don't belong to any of this community. What I'm doing is reiterating and acknowledging that a lot, again, Payanon is the reformer. So he took a lot of this data, okay, and reformed it and put it into our doctrine, actual facts and everything. So when you go out of that box, you can see this data, but you have to be careful. You can't be caught outside the box as much. You have to go within the box and get those jewels, you know what I'm saying, from the master teacher. Okay, so the system teaches you so a pathway of the sun of those higher dimensions is not the object of adoration, but a tool. This is a tool that we use. The teaching of light allows you to consume with the rays of the sun in order to raise the energy level of the physical and psychic field while entertaining higher frequency in the force center. You know, is it a religious teaching? No, it's a scientific, philosophical, metaphysical, and religious system that is designed to allow the individual to develop his and his own spiritual consciousness. It is a method, a pathway, pataruk, a pathway, a way that can lead great spiritual overstanding and truth. If the individual wishes to explore the religious part of the system, they can. They're free to do so, but are not compelled to do so. That's why you can bring religious doctrine. You could take the Bible. I could show you in the Bible how it teaches this. This is a science that you would say, if those of you who believe in Jesus, that Jesus studied in ancient Kemet. You know what I'm saying? And these are the sciences that was taught, you know what I'm saying, to that enlightened being 2,000 years ago, so-called enlightened being 2,000 years ago, if you believe that he existed. But this is also in today's day and time, the enlightenment beings of today's day and time, this is the knowledge that's been taught. This is a good read, a real good read. Is cosmology scientific based? Scientific art, religious science, and therapeutic technology of cosmology is scientific at its base. This is scientific data. Everything that we spoke about and connecting with the source and electromagnetic, that's all scientific. You can break it down. This is scientific data. So the absorption of sunlight and the information factor affects the whole chemistry of the body and mind. This effect can be described scientifically. You know what I'm saying? The doctrine and the techniques of the Kasaya are proven daily in laboratory of our personal experiences. So cosmology can be viewed as a science and an art because it understands the cosmos as composed ultimately of energy frequency and seeks to use and harmonize those frequencies via experience and also experiment. Is it related to the Bible and other scriptures? You have interest in the Bible or other sacred texts? The more you practice causality, you will find these writings become more alive. You will have insight, discoveries, introspections that were once hidden from you. So cosmology is about developing faculty that allows you to discover those things that are hidden to most. So this is just talking about this community, the science, but you know, you can go into Kemetic science and see this. You can see it. Or this is one of the science that came from ancient Kemet, or from the ultra scientific, advanced scientific civilization on this earth. And Kemet was part of that, was the remnant part of that. You know what I'm saying? And it stretched it all the way. It stretched all the way from Kemet, the Nile, all the way into California. You know, the end of that, and the Sahara was once a was once part of what we call Utla, what the Greek call Atlantis or Utla. You know what I'm saying? It's just the central part was over there where the Caribbean is at. You know, so this is a science. You know, this is the science and interesting. You know, when I read it, I say, wow, this is interesting, you know, because this is very well aligned with what studies we're doing, and studies that are infused within the actual facts, you know what I'm saying, and studying this stuff. Huh? I wonder who's still watching. Give me a heads up. See who's still watching. So yeah. So that's look it up. Look it up. Look it up. Okay. So a lot of things that I just don't speak out of my I can speak, freestyle out of the dome of my head. You know what I'm saying? Once you start connecting with the source and then a lot of information that you gain a lot of information. And again, like I said, be careful when you sun gaze. There's only a certain time that you should sun gaze. 1 hour when the sun appears, rising, and 1 hour when it's starting to set. Or what you can do also, but you have to be careful, not after that 1 hour. You can also, if the sun is, if you don't see the sun, you can also use a candle because light is light. You can use a candle, and there's certain things, affirmation you would say. There's a whole practice of that, but we ain't gonna go into that right now. You know what I'm saying? We won't go into that right now. What other information? So that's cosmology. There was something else I wanted to show. So I hope everybody's having a great experience. Matt, yeah, this is a study. This is infused. This is, you want to, like I said, this is our sole purpose. Our sole purpose is to go. Sorry. Oh, what did I do? Oh. Our sole purpose is to connect to the source. And these are ways how we connect to the source. You know what I'm saying? Let me bring this over here. Momento. You know what I'm saying? You know, later on we'll get into the crystals and stuff like that. So archetypes, that's what I was looking for. I wanted to bring look for the different archetypes. I did a podcast one time about archetypes and stuff like that. I wanted to bring that up, but I can't find it here. Let me see. Yeah. Wow. Yeah. Oh man. I would have to go back into my files. Yeah, I would have to go back into my files. You know what I'm saying? And look up. I would have to go back archetypes. The different archetypes. Oh, I think I do have it in my yeah, I have it in my iPad. I'm in my laptop, AirBook. My yeah, the different archetypes. Hold on one second. Hold on one second. Oh my God. Yeah, let me get my iPad over here for a minute. Let me see. And I know I got it somewhere around here. Let me see. Oh, here we go. And ¿qué pasa aquí? Let me see. Archetypes. Just give me 1 second, y'all. I'm trying to look up. Here we go. Brand archetypes. I use this to sort of give you an idea of what are the different archetypes. I should maybe send it to my let me see something. Let me see if I can send it to my email, pick it up on here so that you can also see it on here. I hope I ain't boring everybody. Rahul back. I hope I ain't boring people. You know what I'm saying? I'm just hanging out. You know what I'm saying? I did a lot of podcasts today. You know what I'm saying? Let's see something here. Uño, ¿qué pasa aquí? Send that. Let me see. Well, it did send. So let me look up my inbox here. Mm-hmm. Yep, there you go. Oh, let me see. Oh no, todavía didn't appear. Inbox again. Yep, here it goes. I got it. These are brand archetypes. Now remember that This is interesting. This is interesting. I'm going to share this. This is interesting for y'all. This is branding and archetypes, and it's good to know because then you get to see how like I said, like I tell you, this studies, entrepreneurs, businesses use it. They connect with the source. What I'm saying, they don't make moves unless the star, right? What I'm saying, right now, because of the reset, the currency reset, they're resetting everything because they see the constellation, everything being reset. What I'm saying? So they're making that move also. What I'm saying? So let's share the screen here. Mama, brand archetype. Here it goes. Bingo. Check this out. Check this out, y'all. Let me bring it up over here. So these are brand archetypes. Okay, Carl Jung. There are that human use symbolism to more easily understand complex concept, right? So as this is a research that he did. These are forms of images, collective nature, which occurs practically all over the earth. What I'm saying? So I want you to look up the archetype, the 12 brand of archetype. So in knowing, first of all, in this energy center, right? A good thing is to understand your personal archetype and symbol of who you are. Okay. Sometimes they use astrology to do that, right? At times. Here, these are the archetypes and symbols. So you have the innocent person. The innocent person exhibit happiness, goodness, are they optimistic, safety, romance, and youthful. And the example of brands that include Nintendo, Wii, Dove, Coca-Cola. I'm like I tell you, companies study this. They study this so they can brand you. You know what I'm saying? It's not a bad thing, and it's not a bad or good thing. It's just you have to get to know who you are and how people use the type of person you are. Now you could share a couple of these archetypes. You know what I'm saying? You have the every man or every woman seeks the connections and belonging, recognizes as supported, faithful, down to earth. And the example of the brands includes IKEA, Home Depot, and eBay. So if you're a person that's always in the Home Depot, I love Home Depot. I'm an everyday man. I'm down to earth. I love Home Depot. I love IKEA, that store, man. And I never got too much into eBay, but then you got the hero archetype on a mission to make the world a better place. A hero is courageous, bold, inspirational. You know what I'm saying? Well, Duracell, Nike, BMW, this is how they market that hero in us. You know what I'm saying? The rebel questions authority, breaks the rules. The rebel craves rebellion and revolution. You know what I'm saying? So you got the Harley Davidson, the jeans, Virgin records, Virgin. The explorer find inspiration in travel, risk, discovery, the thrill of new experiences. You know what I'm saying? Um, Jeep is branding, the creator, imaginative, inventive, driven to build things or enduring meaning and value. You know what I'm saying? The ruler creates order from chaos. The ruler is typically controlling or stern, yet responsible and organized. You know what I'm saying? That's usually the person driving a Mercedes Benz into Microsoft, British Airways. The magician wishes to create something special and make dreams a reality. You know what I'm saying? The magician is seen as visionary spiritual. You know what I'm saying? So Apple, I guess I'm a magician. And I love Disney. Apple, absolute. The lover creates intimate moments, inspire love, passion, romance, commitment. You paying attention? Um, the lover, you know what I'm saying? Victoria's Secret, Chanel, Haagen Dazs. My God, I just had some. I love my Haagen Dazs chocolate. I guess it's a lover in me. You know what I'm saying? Love chocolate. With your mate, you lie down with your mate and get a nice little bowl of Haagen-Dazs chocolate. You know what I'm saying? You want to create that intimate moment. You inspire love, passion, romance. Man, the caregiver, protect and care for other, is compassionate, nurturing, and generous. You know what I'm saying? Johnson and Johnson, Campbell's soup. You know what I'm saying? The jester brings joys to the world through humor, fun, irreverence, and often likes to make some mischief. You know what I'm saying? That's your Ben and Jerry, your M&M, your Old Spice, man. And the sage, committed to helping the world gain deeper insight and wisdom. Okay? So the sage serve as a thoughtful mentor and advisor. PBS, I love PBS. Google, I can get down with Google. So these are archetypes. These are the 12 brand. There are many more, but now you can have when you understanding your particular archetype, you can have a combination of many of these. You know what I'm saying? This is a great read. This is from Oval. A great read. You know what I'm saying? So yes, this is understanding your archetype. You know what I'm saying? This is part of this particular energy center. You know what I'm saying? When you working, this is when you working with this energy and you beginning to find your archetype. You know what I'm saying? Some people use astrology, and then when you look at the astrology, it's telling you what archetype are you? Are your lover or this and that? You know what I'm saying? Aquarius, Sagittarius, you know what I'm saying? The hunter, business minded, you know what I'm saying? All of this, the astrology is just a form of astronomy, kind of like a playful, what they call pseudo astronomy. You know what I'm saying? It's just related to that, but I don't disregard astrology at all. I don't use it as much, but I understand that there are also constellations that have these names. You know what I'm saying? So that information is being funneled also through the electromagnetic forces. So when you connect to the source, the purpose is for you to achieve your high destiny again, and for you to understand your personal archetypes and symbols. So you as a person, you're remembering your connection to the source. You want to know who you are as a person. Okay, and then also you got healing karmic wounds. You know what I'm saying? So this is, again, don't want to be too long, but this is, again, Nut, the sustenance, the womb, the mother, cosmic mother, that, and the sky representing the heavens, you know what I'm saying? Those constellation stars, the Milky Way, that give birth to the sun every day. And I'm reading from the alchemy thing over here. One day I'll put it up so you can tag it and check it out. This is alchemy therapy. This is comedic science. You know what I'm saying? And people say, well, it's pseudoscience, pseudoscience. Listen, 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 listen. Everything that I have presented here can be backed up by science data and historical data. You can go for an historical data, you will have to go into the hieroglyphics, check out the glyphs, check out the statues, and all that. You can see it presented there. You know what I'm saying? And then the scientific data, that's historical data. You can go back into ancient Kemet and it's laid on stones for you. And then you can go into scientific data. This is a scientific facts, scientific data, scientific facts. Experiment, personal experience. This is natural nature. This, you can observe it and see it in insects and in animals and in humanoids and multimillionaire and billionaires, you know what I'm saying? And how people get down, you know what I'm saying? How civilizations, this is science. You can go into archaeology or the study of how civilization rises and falls and how they, the system that they use, you know what I'm saying? All of this can be backed up. It's been reformed. It's data, scientific data, historical data that can be meshed and put together as pieces of a puzzle. And that's what truth is. When all those pieces of the puzzle fits perfectly neatly together. You know, there's no way I have not said anything that does not fit in that does not fit in with historical data, that does not fit in with scientific data. All of this has been presented here. These are electromagnetic forces. Our natural ability, mine, Swiss Almond, Swiss Almond, Hagendash, you're a lover, the archetype. Yeah. So a lot of this is backed up, you know, and a lot of us who listen very well of how our master teacher, Pat Nabat Yanun, has spoke about a lot of this on a personal level. After you read the books and you came in the community and you had conversation and you observed, man, this is kind of knowledge that he was leading to. You know, saying you can even go and research and go into your actual facts and scrolls. Go in there, you see it. Or for those Kemetic people, go into ancient Kemetic and look at those glyphs. Look at those drawings, those statues. You see it there. And then if you're scientific minded, scientific literacy, you want to push that, go into science. Look up that particular science. It's there. It's there for you. You know what I'm saying? Don't close your mind. Don't be critical and say it's not this, it's not that. It's paradoxical. All of this is part of our experiences. You know what I'm saying? You know, it's part of our experience. It's who we are. This is natural nature. Natural nature. Natural. Yeah, natural. You know what I'm saying? Which is a condition that was birthed by what? All those stars and all those constellations birthed this condition on Earth. You know what I'm saying? And that's what this conversation is about. That's what this energy, this is a natural ability that we have to connect, the reconnection, the remembering to reconnect to our source. And when we harness that source, so get yourself some singing bowls, get yourself some bowls, man, the Tibetan bowls. You know, some bowls, they have some really nice glass bowls. Get yourself some different sizes and frequencies. Start listening to it. Create that environment. Create that environment around your household. Transcend beyond. Teach this to your children. You know what I'm saying? My grandbabies now are starting to violin, and I want to get some singing bowls, and I want to teach them how to do the singing bowl, and it's fun for them. It's fun. They're gonna have fun with that. With the same, I mean, they probably at the beginning, they probably be on. You have to really care for it and put it away. But when they get to a certain age, man, you teach them. You say, "Oh yeah, I know about the singing bowls, those frequencies. I know about the constellation, and the music and the frequencies, and to use it to create a better world, a better world universe. It's got to be done with the babies to create this better world." You know, if anything, that is our purpose. This is our sacred contract that we have with natural nature. Our purpose is to connect and to teach the little ones, the babies. Teach the little ones, the babies, man. And this is one of the science. So yeah, the singing bowl, the conch shell. When you want to deal with the crown energy, the conch shell. We spoke about that. We done that. You know what I'm saying? And and once you do this singing bowl and you get the Om chant and you get your affirmation, we got a great affirmation. I should have brought that affirmation up here. See if I can bring up my affirmation here. Oh yeah. Let me see if I can bring it up. But yeah, our affirmation. Let me see. Man, where can I find the affirmation? I have it in my I have it in my I'm gonna have to find out a way that I can do that and put it. I gotta because it's on my drive. It's on my drive, my Google Drive. You know what I'm saying? So what I gotta do is I gotta put it that drive. You see something here? Yeah, no, I gotta put that drive on on here. You know, that Google Drive and the sort of affirmation. So later on we will start going into the affirmation. And again, I want to learn the Sabian language, Muspatu language, and also my Spanish. I want to do more Spanish podcasts. And Taino, we should utilize all the different languages because again, this is resonating and this is speaking in different languages so we can get the message out there. But the core of it all, again, teaching our babies moral and ethics. This is morals and ethics, I'm saying, of how to be honest and truthful and how to harness these powers, these natural abilities that we have. Don't let anybody take that away from us, man. You know what I'm saying? And let's teach it to our babies. We got an opportunity now more than ever. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, as soon as I find out a good source of singing bowls and getting these bowls, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to surround myself with singing bowls, get a conch shell. I don't have conch shell. I got percussion. I got a piano here. I got percussion. My grandbaby got a violin. I want to get a cello for the Nala, when she get older. But right now, percussion. My grandson drums and percussion. Sit them down, teach them different clave. All my kids know clave. They all know time signatures. I taught them that, so they can align themselves rhythmically, But yeah, the singing bowl, teach us to the babies, teach us to our children, and tell them this. Yeah, let's create this environment, and then when the world look at this and see how we getting down and what kind of archetypes we are, we have a better chance of freeing the master teacher, of representing our master teacher in a more light, you know what I'm saying, in a more beneficial light. And then we'll go on with the fight. It gives us that energy. Remember that energy to fight on and on and on, and to break through those principles, those pineal doctrine and dogma principles that he's locked up in it. That we all are. We all are locked up in that. So we got to break through that. Because this is, again, this is the hereafter. This is what's coming next. Hey, what's up, my cousin? Lydia? This is what's coming next. You know what I'm saying? This is, I won't say spiritual, it's natural nature. And the natural nature, the spiritual practice would be like the singing bowls and getting into the conch shells and singing bowls and harnessing those tones, right? And at the same time, we put that back. And religion just means to bind ourselves. So we could bind ourselves to these morals and principles, these morals and ethics, a lot of religions started out well with morals and ethics, but then it became commercialized. You know what I'm saying? We got to put back the spirituality and then the natural nature. You know what I'm saying? For those who need that, for those who need to be connected in that way. But we have this natural ability, this connection to these electromagnetic frequencies and forces, which is translates into spectrums, light spectrums, and waves and tones and vibrations. You know what I'm saying? And it also the information that comes through there and the condition and knowing where we at as far as the conditioning of the season of nature. We're in a revolutionary stage, right? So in a revolutionary stage, we have to adhere to certain principles and knowledge and laws that are constant, that governs this particular stage. So I'm going to another conversation, you know what I'm saying, about, the nature, stuff like that. But it's like I said, let's wake ourselves up You know what I'm saying? Let's get that etheric knowledge, that heavily etheric knowledge, so that we can wake ourselves up. You know what I'm saying? You know, and ascend, resurrect, ascend. You know what I'm saying? Stand uprightly, because these electromagnetic forces, you know what I'm saying? The sun energy, the sunlight, the sun energy, and the cosmic energy, the solar energy, cosmic energy, all of that. It's our birthright. It's our natural nature. You know what I'm saying? So it's harnessing. Wow, everybody's coming on now. What's up, Aziz? Boxer. I gotta do yeah, become muklasinas. Yeah, purified ones. That's a word that we use, muklasina, become purified. You know, salatu ikhlas. Yeah, man. You know, now everybody's coming on now, but you know, I'm ready. You know, you got to go back and just listen to what was said. You know, and it's again, it's taking scientific data, historical data from Kemet. You know what I'm saying? And all of this data, it's what birth truth. When all those pieces fit perfectly together, then you know you got truth. You know what I'm saying? And let's start teaching it, sharing it. There's abundance of energy that's out there. I'm telling you, Tesla was big on that. This energy is everywhere. So let's start harnessing that energy within ourselves, because we're connected to that. Those electromagnetic forces, we're connected to that. There's that etheric body. Let's start concentrating on our etheric body, harnessing that power, you know what I'm saying? So that we can make those transformation and teach it to our young ones. You know what I'm saying? Teach it to our young ones, you know? But I don't know. Is anything anybody got any questions? I could take some questions. I'm just here chilling, man. You know, I'm here chilling. Um, you know, like I said, there's so much to learn, man. You know, I don't know. Maybe it's because you know, like I said, I've been a little ill, and I had time, my body to relax. You know what I'm saying? And my mind took over. And like I'm saying, I'm in this healing journey. You know, and so this information helps you heal. You know what I'm saying? And when you look at it, you say, man, that energy, what's that energy behind the voice? What's that? Yeah, when you're young, and being that I got some of my colleagues here, some of my mentor is that remember Suramun Ray, is that Aziz Boxer is one of my mentor. You know what I'm saying? What was I gonna say? So this is a lot of information that we did have, and when we had conversation amongst each other, you know what I'm saying? Anyway, what else I was gonna say about that? Okay. Oh, okay. Um, okay, Sister Mad want me to email that information about which one about the cosmology and stuff like that. Yeah, I can do that. You can look that up. You know, like I said, I don't belong to any of these communities. You know what I'm saying? Like those cosmology community, international community, and everything. But that knowledge, you know what I'm saying? This community, that knowledge, we've gotten that knowledge from Pa Nabayanun, from our master teacher. That was our knowledge. And it was in the Sons of the Green Light. And also when we studied Quran, he was able to break it down and give us this information. Okay, again, what I was saying about that energy that we had as a youth, you know what I'm saying, dealing with everything, with even sexuality, finance, going out there, tableaking and propagating, you know what I'm saying? That energy that we had, you know what I'm saying? That's energy that when you're young, you have this energy. But a lot of times we lose it, or we don't funnel it the right way. Now we have the ability now, because again, our doctrine, our teaching is full. That's what I broke, you know, when we spoke about how in in the biblical text talks about Sabian. It means full, complete. Our doctrine is complete. And remember, when you look at even into the when the study, the data was collected from the nature from the Afro Uno thing. Because remember, I was with Abiyaya when my brother Abdul Haq gave him its huge books. It's like about 1,000 page paragraph. A huge book. Nature 1, Nature 2, the moon, what is the moon set and sunrise? And you see that sign, the coda sign on it. It was the completion of the doctrine because a lot of us wanted doctrine. You know what I'm saying? And in that doctrine, the nature doctrine, it speaks about a lot of what I have spoken about. Because I read all those paragraphs. That's 1,000 paragraphs. I read it, and Abiyaya sent it to the master teacher. And the master teacher confirmed it and signed off on it, confirmed it. And then that's when you started seeing a lot of that information put into the actual facts. Yeah, it was the actual facts, not the Pataruk. The Pataruk came from some other data. I forgot, from Adventures and something. But the actual facts started to, because remember, he's a reformer. He's taking this data and he's reforming it, and he's giving he's putting it in its proper context so that we can use this information to build our lives, to build our community, and to build our lives. Why is it that we have so much knowledge and so much information, and yet we can't do what this man done and build our own communities? We built the Ansar Allah Multiversity, the University of Truth, Eat It Enjoy. These communities that we were able to build, this power, because of the teachings and the way the man, the power that he had. And again, when we went over this, he was an enlightened being. And this was what he was showing to us. And this is what we have to teach our young ones, to become enlightened beings. Okay? I don't know. Anybody got any questions? I'm willing to take any questions. I'm saying. I can't call in because I'm not on my computer. I don't have a setup. If you would have called in, we could have just called it. Or you could just call in my phone, you know what I'm saying? Or through Messenger or whatever, and ask any questions or build a little bit, whatever you want to do. But yeah, I'll get that information out to you. Ituno, sister, Ituno, Maat, Zamat, sister. I'll get that information out to you. I got your email right there. Yeah, I'll send out some of that information out to you so you can read it. You know what I'm saying? And again, like I said, this is just information. You know what I'm saying? You see how a lot of that is in our doctrine. Because remember, our doctrines, the Sabah, the completeness, all that stuff, and also a lot of that stuff comes from ancient Kemet. When you look at one of the pictures, I should have pulled it up, of the master teacher went and he started to read some of those glyphs. And there are sites right now. Man, I used to have it. I got to get it back, that you can actually visit those galleries and read those hieroglyphics in these sites online in the internet. I was able to enter into a room, the gallery, and see all these hieroglyphics. And for some reason, when you start getting this knowledge, remembering to the source, then you start seeing and you start, gaining reason and understanding these glyphs. You know what I'm saying? They developed a metaneta from that. They put consonants and letters to these glyphs. But these glyphs also, it's in many dimensions. You know what I'm saying? If you're a musician or an artist, whatever, you read these glyphs, you see it in a different perspective, in a different way. You know what I'm saying? The different dimensions, because it's in dimensional. Our ancestors was no joke. Our ancestors had that knowledge. Our ancestors gave it up like that, man, and had the abundance. You know what I'm saying? They, you know, they had gold rims, man. They were riding around in chariot and gold rims. They were giving it up like that, bro. And they had this abundance. They were able to create this abundance. And today's day and time, man, we can create this abundance also. You know what I'm saying? Again, acknowledging using these forces to create certain conditions in our body is one, and in our environment. You know what I'm saying? So nobody got any questions. I'm not gonna stay that long. You know what I'm saying? So, and a lot of it too, like I said, when you deal with truth, all those pieces put together, you can go into the biblical text. I could bring up a lot of things in the biblical text, which I should have done here with the blue letter about the different constellations. It speaks about that. I already brought a one earlier today that the God is a sun. It says it right there. Yahuwah Elohim Shemesh. Yahuwah Elohim Shemesh. And not saying that it's like a sun or the likeness of a sun, but it's the actual sun, because in lack of a better word and lack of a better term. You know what I'm saying? But you just have to put those pieces together. Because again, with a lot of theology institution, what they teach these pastors, they fragmented. They learn how to just take pieces and pieces and fragment it and just give you that, but never able to tie everything in with historical data and scientific data, putting those pieces together. And that's the problem with a lot of biblical thumpers, I call them. You know what I'm saying? That's what we had as answer. We're able to do that. Our master teacher was able to teach us how to do that. And then again, with the gift of gap, and then knowing, having this knowledge behind us, we were, man, a force to be reckoned with, bro. Conversation. Even to this day and time, I've been watching some broadcasts. And even to this day and time in our broadcast, I see how the brothers, and I'd be like, well, this brother used to be an answer. This brother knows the knowledge. This brother read some books. This brother's connected in some way because the stuff he's spitting out, you know what I'm saying? Had to. Some of them would deny it, will hide that fact, but then some of them can't hide the fact because it's always over the internet. You know what I'm saying? It was over the internet. That's what I noticed. We and it don't have to stop there. We can continue on. You know what I'm saying? We're not aiders of Allah, and we're aiders of religion. But like my good brother was on that podcast, the Wapian assassin, a good brother, man. I be on this podcast sometimes. I'm calling in sometimes, and it's a good brother. You know what I'm saying, D. And like he said, we're aiders. We're aiders of these, I say aiders of this electromagnetic forces of the Sabian culture, of the complete doctrine, if you want to go that route, or the study, the extraterrestrial studies. Because remember, Yanin is a teacher of the cosmos, a teacher of the extraterrestrial teachings. Originally, that's what was told to us. He's a teacher of that. So a lot of the information that he comes bringing is about cosmology. You know what I'm saying? It's about all of that. You know what I'm saying? So we have to reconnect to the source. So I'm talking too much. I'm reiterating on and on and on and on. But if anybody got any questions or anything to say, I'm learning, man. I'm learning. I'm having a wonderful experience, man. I'm learning, I'm healing. I still got some stuff I got to do in terms of the body. Like I said, I try to balance. I'm not too invested in this whole surgery thing and all that, but you need it. You know what I'm saying? But it's good to have a good rapport with doctors and nurses. When I go in there, I have a good rapport with them, and when it's necessary, I share certain things with them. And they look at it, they can see that light. You know what I'm saying? And I got to get things done, but But at the same time, I'm up on my CMOS again, my CMOS and bladder man. I just made some CMOS and bladder banging. It is banging. That's why I'm able to do these podcasts for a long time. I feel great because of the I've been back on that CMOS regimen, man, and it's the energy. It's good for the testosterone. It's good for your energy. It's good for the digestive system. It's good to eliminate metals from your body so that you can reconnect. With with the cosmic energy that you have in your body. You know what I'm saying? So CMOS is it. And then with bladder at all, you're getting all the nutrients. So I make it from scratch. My gel, I got 2 jars, 2 mason jars gel of CMOS. Bang in, let me tell you. My sister asked me, she asked me, what is this? What am I on? What they give me in the hospital? Hey, it's because I've been back on my CMOS bladder at, and I take mangoes. I got some at the store here, and they sell some Haitian mangoes. I got some mangoes, cut up some mangoes with a little bit of coconut water and some spring water, distilled water or some spring water, a little stevia because I like a little sweet, little stevia, and then my CMOS. You cannot, it's been told to me that try not to take too much like CMOS like during the day, like generally 2 grams a day is fine because it eliminates all the metals from your body, man. And I notice my digestive system, I go to the bathroom, man, and great, and my digestive system is up to par and my appetite is great. I'm not eating much. I don't need to eat much. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm telling you, it's great for weight loss and it's great to maintain the weight. Once you get to weight that you like, to maintain that weight, oh man, CMOS is shit. You know what I'm saying? And also my electric foods, my moringa, I got bladder. I can't pronounce this really. Epileptic tea. I got chai tea and epileptic tea. So I try to stay up on my herbs. And there's some other herbs that I want to get into and get that. I like KT, the arch degree, and the herbs that he got. Because Dr. Sabi was deep into that. But you have to just find what works for you. And also, our master teacher, Malachi Zio Pa Nabayanun, also was very heavily into the herb regimen. You know what I'm saying? There's certain herbs that he took, what I'm saying? Chinese herbs and herbs. And also, Dr. Sabi lived close by the Ansar Allah University community. I say university, y'all, because it was a university. We built a hall of knowledge. It was a university. University of Truth. You know what I'm saying? Remember, I was a university student when I came over to Ansar. Our master teacher, told me, he says, the knowledge you're going to get here, you're not going to get in any Yale, Harvard, and new NYU. He looked at me and not even NYU. This knowledge you're going to get here, you're not going to get anywhere else. You know what I'm saying? The way he reformed it and formatted that knowledge, because it's out there in pieces. Remember, he was bringing in books from all over. I was reading books from, different books that he had. And then I would have conversation with him, saying, then he would put things together. And next thing you know, in the book, what I'm saying, it'd be out in the book, encoded in there. You know what I'm saying? So we was always, our philosophy is Nuwapo. That's been always taught, even when we were in the school of Islam, learning about the Mahdi, all that information there, encoded in there was already this knowledge. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not saying anything new. This is data that's been collected and it's been taught. I had a conversation with the man every day and would talk to me. And then also, not to space anybody out, you know what I'm saying? The astral projection and meeting with great minds and meeting with our master teacher and great beings that used to circle around me and look at me. These eyes, man, these eyes was just piercing, beautiful beings. And we were having conversations and they were teaching me things on, spacing out, what I'm saying? Down to earth, like I said, I've read books, my one of my first master teacher, my mother, taught me a lot. And the books that she had, I used to read some of her books, which deal with, you know, revolutionary stuff, you know what I'm saying? Maris Munoz and Abisu Campos and young lords and stuff like that, in that sense. But when it came to the spirituality, even though my grandfather was a pastor, you know, I didn't get too much, you know, I understood it. I didn't resonate too much with the Pentecostal teachings at that time. Church to me was a way of meeting girls, and it was mandatory. You know, you're in my grandfather's house every Sunday. You had to go to church. Obligatory, obligado. You had to go to church on a Sunday. You know what I'm saying? You had to sit there in your garb, you dress on Sunday, your Sunday threads, you know what I'm saying? You make sure you look good and you had to go to church. But I used to like it because of the girls. You know, and because you had to do it. But then later on, my spiritual teaching came from reading books, okay? And then at NYU, read some books at NYU, and then that teacher, man, a master teacher. Oh man, when I met him and started to have these conversations with him, it took me, man. I mean, it enlightened me, and then that's why I'm able to stand to reason a lot of this, you know, cosmology stuff and these sciences of the electromagnetic forces and stuff, because I was into that. That was one of the first books that I read, was The Third Mind. It was by a Caucasian lady, an old lady, and it was called The Third Mind. It had a picture of a sphinx. That was the first book, and I think I got it from my uncle Muniz, Luis Muniz, my uncle, Priscilla husband. I think I got it from him. And I read it. Man, when I read that and I started learning, you know, that's the first book I read. And I started learning about this the third eye, and electromagnetic forces and stuff like that. And then that led me into open up my mind to ask questions. And then when I met Abdul Latif, that brother, Abdul Latif, and I don't know if it was Aziz Boxer that was there or Hakeem or one of them brothers. But when I met them at Wall Street, because I used to work for the Census Department and I used to do the payroll for the census, the census takers. I used to take all their payroll, their books and stuff, payroll, and take it down there. And then I used to bring their checks up to the office, you know what I'm saying? And that's how they got paid. I was a bookkeeper for the census department, you know what I'm saying? Because I was good at math. I was an NYU student, and that was my summer job. And when I met these brothers dressed in white, glistening like that in the Wall Street, and then when they called me over and the scent, one thing I could tell you, man, when you walked into the Bushwick, man, the visual, the scent, you know what I'm saying, the vibe, you know, Hamza Dean playing through the loudspeaker. I mean, it was like transformed. The environment was just unbelievable, man. That really, 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 really resonated with me, because I said, this is it. This someone is they doing it. This is where I belong. I don't know if genetically, I'm telling you, I got Mali. I got a 35% of Mali, Congo, and Mali, Timbuktu, Mali, the Doggins. This resonated with me. And then Hamza Dean, when I heard that oud and the music, I was like, oh man, this is where I belong. This is just me. This is who I am. And then meeting the master teacher, I was like, whoo, man, what's going on here? What's going on? And then, of course, for some of us, we get spaced out. Some of us get spaced out at some point. I did get a little spaced out at some point. You know, that's why I had to, it was time for me to go. I did my 5 years, because he said, many of you, this is like a university. Many of you are going to come here and you're going to learn what you need to learn and then leave. And I did. And then when it comes about getting degrees, I got my degrees. I got my certificate of the Sons of the Green Light. I got my Masonic certificate. I went through the 3 schools, the Enter Apprentice, Fellow Craftsman, and Master Mason. I got my certificate. I got raised in Savannah, Georgia, with Tashaka Malik. You know what I'm saying? With a Nuwapian Freemason. I got that. I got my own certificate. You know what I'm saying? I got my AO certificate also. These were degrees. These were degrees. This was a university. And so we received degree. Like they said, bachelor degree, a master degree, a PhD. Well, these were our degrees, certification of acceptance initiated, and our degrees. And as soon as you start raising up, you get a certain status, certain symbols, emblems that you were able to wear. Now I remember I got a pin called Ahlul Bayt. He had this little pin, this oval pin that he was giving to certain brothers, and he personally gave me a pin. Ahlul Bayt said Ahlul Bayt, and I used to flash that like I was like, whoa man, a pin. But used to look at it. Who are you? Where you get that pin from? I'd say that's just Ahlul Bayt. I received that pin personally from the master teacher. Came and gave it to me. Boom. These were degrees. These were our PhD in maths, what I'm saying, after time. And of course, what I'm saying, I had to come down to earth, experience certain things in life, what I'm saying, because you're taken from that environment, you put in another environment, what I'm saying, the ghetto, and you start experimenting with certain things. But let me tell you something, even though what I was doing in the Bronx, wanted to be a gangster and out there doing all type of stuff, still, when you walked into my house, the first thing you saw was that lotus emblem. That kept my house was with the living room was in green, and it had that lotus emblem right there from the Sons of Green. Like, I had that emblem right there, and people that came to the house was like, "What's that?" And they were shocked because that's how I held on to who I was, even though I was in the muddy waters. But out of that muddy waters appeared this lotus, was able to transform ourselves. You know what I'm saying? So when I look back at it, I say, wow, man, it wasn't too far off. I had to come down to earth. I had to experience. We have to experience certain things. You know what I'm saying? And then the thing is that when you're true at heart, you're honest, and you got those morals and everything, you're honest, you are always going to overcome those obstacles and stand up upright. You will not be without guidance. Even when I was doing all the dirt and doing what I was going through, still the guidance was there. The dreams, the astral projected things that I used to go through. You know what I'm saying? What we call in the world, in the dunya. You know what I'm saying? And Abdul Latif could tell you one time, I got hit by a bat. He came to visit me one time, and then he was like, man, yo, I got hit by some drunk dude come out of a bar and hit me with a bat out of nowhere. Because I was walking with him. He was in a jalabia, but I wasn't in a jalabia. But he hit me with a bat. Certain things started to happen, and I got knocked unconscious in life, in the dunya, not personally, literally, but I got knocked unconscious. So I had to submerge and learn about my habitual self, that lower side of me. And then finally, when I was able, again, when you're honest and you're real and you're honest, you're gonna get back on track. Those guidance will never leave us. We're back on track. You know what I'm saying? And I appreciate all the brothers and sisters right now. Like the brother told me, man, it just seems that we're all starting to reconnect again. Yeah, because we're done with all that dunya stuff. And now the world, the planet, the multiverse needs us now. We're enlightening beings, needs us. Our master teacher needs us to walk with him, needs us. He can't do it by himself. He needs us, And like I said, man, I want that man out. Or maybe he's out already. I don't know. I got a funny feeling that he is out already. But he's not going to manifest himself to a people that don't have these morals and ethics. Maybe he's waiting for those of us that do have the morals and ethics and those spiritual masters where he wanted to raise from the answer word spiritual master. He wanted to raise us so that the new Nuwapians, the Sabians, the Nuwapians that come were able to say, these are our elders. I said they formed the 24 elders. I would actually become one of them 24 elders. But I felt like I wasn't ready for that. It was too far. I was in Orlando at the time. They were transmitting from Georgia. But now I'm like, yo, from here, to consider me an elder, a spiritual master, but I'm a student, a spiritual student master. I'm still a student. I'm learning. There's so much to learn, man, in life. And that's putting your ego in check. You know, that's putting your ego in check. And never think you know it all. There's so much more to learn. You know what I'm saying? And I love it. I love it that I'm able to go into the different other sciences, right? I'm able to go to these sciences and go into these different organizations, sciences, and able to see the truth in it and able to see that, man, this man was on point. He already told us he was ahead of his time. Ahead of his time. You know, he accomplished so much. I ask people from the Black conscious community, what, or the Nubu News, or all these people, what have you accomplished? What community have you set up? Let's go the Black consciousness community. You ain't no real community because you don't have, you're not in the community lifestyle living. You're what community? What? YouTube community? Well, even though the word community means common unity, that I understand, you know, but a real community for living for and by each other. Get to know those are like-minded and willing to buy, you know, let's get up on, let's get our real estate game up. And I don't know where it's going to happen. Maybe for you, it's going to happen in Florida. Maybe for you, it's going to happen, I'm in North Carolina. Maybe for you, it's going to happen wherever you at. You know what I'm saying? Puerto Rico or in Trinidad. Wherever you at, maybe it's going to happen there where you're going to get with like-minded people that, you know, you're tolerant of people's differences at the same time. The common unity you have, you can connect when you have with people that connect with the source. Even if they're using the biblical path, but you have knowledge that you can direct them even within the biblical narrative path. You can direct them to where they need to go and create that common unity with you. Or the Israelite paradigm, or the Moors, or whatever. Our master teacher was able to do that. You should be able to do that also. Be tolerant of people's differences, but you have enough. If you're for real and you deal with the electromagnetic forces, you're able to direct them, and no matter what they're stuck on. Even if they're stuck on the Bible, they're stuck on the Quran, they're stuck on the Circle 7, they're stuck on these different spiritual sciences, wherever they're stuck on, the chemic, wherever they're stuck on, you should be able to relate. Because that's being tolerant of their differences, be able to relate and able to guide them to a path where to create a common unity, which is a community. I remember that a master teacher said, hey, we're answering our community, but I won't mind it over there if the Caucasians set up their own community and live by these laws. Or the Moors over here, or the Israelites over here. Everybody, again, a community and a common unity. And we have the schooling, you know what I'm saying, to, again, to connect with them. And that's dealing with doctrine and dogma. But when you bring them to the path where they say, like, past that, let's connect with the electromagnetic forces, this energy that we have inside of us, that we're able to deal with finance. We're able to create a financial stability. We're able to create our proper environment, a safe environment for our children. You know what I'm saying? We're able to create this unity. You know what I'm saying? And I want my neighbors to be in that vibe. That's what also I learned from my master teacher, my mother. My mother in the Bronx, the ladies used to get together in the building and form an association, a common unity. They wanted to see that this building was well taken care of and clean. The super was doing his job, the landlord was doing his job, and everything was clean. Our building was clean, had an intercom system, had good security. And some buildings, when I noticed, like it went into an Italian family, had they would take turns and they would have a desk in the lobby, and they were and my mother did that, and also in Pelham Parkway in the building, they paid, and they also had took turn in dealing with security in the building. I learned that from her. I would love to do it here in this community where I'm in this building that I am, but I'm waiting to when I get my house, and I want to know that my neighbor are all, you know what I'm saying? I want the right type of neighbors around me, and to know that this, and sometimes you can put a symbol up in your window. I like to use the lotus symbol or a certain symbol, a Sabian symbol, so everybody know this is a safe house. This is the knowledge you're gonna get here. For if you ever need that knowledge, or you need a listening ear, or you need a cultural food, or food for thought, or whatever you need, you're gonna get it here. That's what we should be doing too. On our window, we should have a symbol that we put on that window, so people know, hey, if I need this type of information, I seen that symbol. What does it mean? I seen that this is a safe house. This is where you're gonna get this knowledge at. I'm an enlightened being. I'm a student. I'm a student of the master teacher, and this is how we get down. You know what I'm saying? So these symbols, we should be putting it up on our windows when we in our homes, and our neighbors, and you let them know from the get one. Get into the associations and those committees, and let them know, yeah, that symbol. Oh, why you got that symbol? Because that symbol represents a a way of life that's beneficial for everyone around in the neighbor. So if you ever want to know or learn, set up your library, and your children want to be tutored or want to go into the library and read up on a different subject, they can come. They're welcome to. You know what I'm saying? That's living, community living. That's moral and ethics. You know, man, I can keep going, but I'm gonna end this here. Well, how long I've been here? 2 hours? Man, it doesn't even seem like I've been here for 2 hours. But everyone, for those who watch, thanks for watching. I know that sometimes it's got a little difficult. Like I said, I don't know everything, but I just like conversing, and these are the conversations that I like to have. It's I would love to converse with family members and people about the Bible, and give, like I said, put the pieces together. You know what I'm saying? Piece and my symbol. This symbol that you see up here, right here, can't even put it right here. That's my personal symbol that I was given in a dream, and that is when you look at the top part. That's a symbol from Nibiru. Okay, it represents Nibiru. It represents that, right? And then the bottom part is Taino, is a coqui. So it's a symbol of who I am, my culture, the birthing of a culture of a Taino, reforming the Taino culture and bringing it into a cosmology, and that's a celestial thing. That's the breakdown of that. So that's my personal symbol. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Well, now us as Sabians, we have our symbols. It changes from time to time and time. But I'm saying that some of these symbols, okay, I'm going to start doing that. putting it on my window, on my door. So when everybody come through and they see that symbol, they'll be like, yo, what's that symbol mean? It's a good conversational piece. At the same time, what does it mean? Why? And don't worry about being a target or whatever, because like I said, fear has no ground here. You know what I'm saying? Fear is just false evidence appearing to be real. You see, fear itself, man. Fear should be, that's the shadow self. You know what I'm saying? If anybody trying to put fear in you, anything like that, is because they're manipulating the shadow self, and you have to watch out for that. You know, you could use the shadow self in order to balance the light self. You know what I'm saying? You know, when it's used in a beneficial way. But there are people that want to put fear in other people. You gotta watch out for that. That I don't roll with that. The hell with that. That fear mongering shit. Nah, it doesn't work with me. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't work at all with me. It never should, and it never was, and it never will. You know. So anyway, oh, thank you for the hearts, Matt. So beautiful. Thank you for the heart. You know, you know. I want to sometimes, bring some of my brothers and sisters so they can also give, share their experience and share themselves also, like I'm doing here. You know what I'm saying? Because they have the capability. They have the knowledge and the capability. I'm telling you, we're all students of the master teacher. We're all student of that etheric, enlightened being called Pa Naba Yanun. You know what I'm saying? And let that resonate. Let that resonate out there. you know, I got a comment. I lost contact with certain brothers because it's gotten so disgruntled, and this whole with the case and disgruntled and stuff like that, and they kind of lost. They lost all hopes, and they took another route. Me, I don't. The route that I took is still the same. I just tried to be for real. You know what I'm saying? And I can converse and have those conversations, say, yeah, certain things. But then when I look back and I say, man, it really, it was just looking at it from that other person's perspective. But you got to get to your own perspective. You got to look at it from from your own lens, and then from the lens of the cosmos. You know what I'm saying? The evidence from the cosmos. And when you look at it from that, I see a lot of good and beneficial stuff. A lot of good in what the master teacher brought us. See that. And that's what the world needs to know. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, peace and blessing. I'm gonna get out of here. I don't know what I'm gonna do. Probably watch a movie. What time is it? It's 12:12. Look at that. I was born 12:11. Now it's 12:12. The day after. So I'm gonna end this podcast. Dan Sihibui. I love you all. I shook Musar, my family. I shook divine love. Dan Sihibui and Sihi love. Dan Sihibui, I love you all. You know what I'm saying? Te quiero mucho, mucho amor, muchas bendiciones. Y seguimos las conversaciones. For those of you who speak Spanish, vamos a seguir las conversaciones. You know what I'm saying? De esta fuerza electromagnético. Fuerza electromagnético. Espectro. Espectro de la fuerza electromagnético. Bien importante. Bien importante. Okay? So, anyway, mucho amor. Un beso a todos. Have a great night. I'm going to watch a movie. See what's up. I'll watch a movie at the living room. I don't know. Peace.